All right, today we're diving deep, really deep, into one of the oldest, most dramatic stories humanity has ever told. And I mean, this isn't your average peaceful creation myth. Nope. This is a story about a brutal, all-out war between gods, a war for the right to define reality itself. So, let's get into it. This is the Enuma Elish.
But first, I want you to imagine something. What if there was a single object, a physical thing, that basically held the source code for the entire universe? I'm talking about an artifact that doesn't just, predict the future. It gives its owner the power to write the future. Well, that's the prize at the very heart of the story. And the war to get a hold of it, it was going to tear the divine family completely apart.
So what is this thing? It's called the Tablet of Destinies. And you can think of it as, well, the ultimate legal document for the entire cosmos. It's the source code for reality itself, the ultimate seal of legitimacy. If you held this tablet, you didn't just rule, you were the supreme authority. Your word was law, your commands could not be undone. And yeah, you can bet everybody wanted it.
So let's rewind to the very, very beginning. Before anything, before land, before sky, before anything solid, there was just this big swirl of water. And out of this cosmic soup, two beings, two fundamental forces take shape. First, you have Apsu. He's the god of the sweet, fresh water, calm and orderly. Then you have Tiamat, the goddess of the salty, bitter ocean. Think chaotic and vast. They were the OG parents, and right from the start, their very natures kind of set the stage for all the drama to come.
And well, what happens next? Apsu and Tiamat have kids, lots of them. And as this new generation of gods comes into being, the whole cosmos starts to change. These younger gods, they're not quiet. They are vibrant, they're chaotic, and man, are they loud. They're constant partying, they're dancing. It literally sends shockwaves through the universe, shattering that perfect silence their dad Apsu loves so much. I mean, think of it like the ultimate turn that music down moment. This wasn't just a noisy house, this was the spark of a massive generational conflict.
So Apsu, he's just had it. He is completely out of patience, and he decides on a pretty drastic solution. He's gonna kill all his kids to get some peace and quiet. But Tiamat, the mom, she overhears this terrible plan and she runs to warn her wisest son, Ea. And Ea, in this really shocking act of self-preservation, decides he's not gonna wait around. He moves first. He casts a spell, puts his own father into this deep, magical sleep, and then he kills him. Just like that. The very first divine murder has just happened. Now this is where it gets really fascinating. Think about Tiamat's role here. Just a moment ago, she was the one saying, how can we destroy what we've given birth to? She was totally horrified by Apsu's plan. She was the protective mom. But seeing her partner murdered, it completely changes her. That grief, that rage, it just twists her into something totally new, something absolutely terrifying and vengeful. And that vengeance isn't just an emotion. Oh no, it takes on physical form. Tiamat, the mother of everything, basically becomes a goddess of pure, unleashed chaos. She creates this army of nightmares. We're talking 11 horrifying monsters, hydras, massive dragons, scorpion men, the whole shebang. And she unleashes them to wage an all-out war on the very same children she once fought to protect. And here, right here, is the ultimate power move. To make this war legit, to make it official, Tiamat does something huge. She takes that Tablet of Destinies, the source code of reality, remember, and she gives it to her new champion, this guy Kingu. She literally fastens it to his chest. By doing that, she's declaring him the new, rightful ruler of the universe. Suddenly the stakes are, well, they're absolute. This is for all the marbles. So you can imagine what happens next. The younger gods totally freak out. They're in an absolute panic. They see this monstrous army coming for them, led by Kingu, who is now literally wearing the power of fate on his chest. And their strongest champions, even Ea, the guy who killed Apsu, they take one look at this nightmare and are just paralyzed with fear. They turn back. It looks like all hope is completely lost.
But just when things look their darkest, a new hero steps into the ring, a younger god named Marduk. And this guy, he's something else. The texts describe him as this being of just incredible power. He's got 4 eyes to see everything, 4 ears to hear everything, and when he speaks, flames shoot from his lips. I mean, come on. He is nothing like the gods that came before. And, fun fact, he's the patron god of Babylon, so you can kind of see this whole story as his cosmic job application for the role of king.
And Marduk, he doesn't just volunteer, he makes a deal, a really bold one. He goes to the other gods, who are all shaking in their boots, and says, okay,
"I'll fight Tiamat for you, but there's a catch. He demands that they make him their king. Not just for the war, forever. He wants supreme, permanent authority. He's not just trying to be a hero, he's making a play for the whole universe. He wants to be the one who decrees destinies from now on."
What choice do they have? The gods agree. And so begins Marduk's epic power-up montage. He starts assembling an arsenal worthy of a cosmic king. First up, he builds this massive net, specifically to trap Tiamat. Then he summons the 4 winds and stations them like guards, making absolutely sure she has no way to escape.
Next, he grabs his ultimate weapon, the Storm Flood. And for his ride, he mounts a chariot that's described as an irresistible, terrifying storm. Just picture that for a second. He is literally riding a hurricane into battle. He's weaponized the weather.
And for the finishing touch, he cloaks himself in crackling lightning and fills his entire body with fire. Marduk has basically turned himself into a living, breathing weapon, a perfect storm of divine power, totally ready to go head-to-head with the mother of all chaos.
Okay, so the stage is set. The two of them finally meet, and it is an absolutely epic clash. Tiamat, this giant monster, opens her mouth to just swallow him whole. But Marduk has a trick up his sleeve. He unleashes his cleverest weapon, the evil wind. It shoots right into her mouth, inflating her like a balloon and propping her jaws wide open. Just like that, she's helpless.
And with Tiamat stuck like that, Marduk takes his shot. He lets fly a single arrow. It hits its mark, piercing her belly and just tearing her apart from the inside out. He stands over her enormous body and extinguishes her life. The battle is over. Chaos has been defeated. Next on the list, Kingu, Tiamat's champion. Marduk captures him, rips the Tablet of Destinies right off his chest, and fastens it to his own. And there it is. The transfer of power is complete. The war is won, the universe has a new boss, and his name is Marduk. But winning the war isn't the end of the story. It's actually a brand new beginning. Marduk goes from warrior to architect. And what's his building material? The corpse of his enemy. It's pretty gruesome, but he splits Tiamat's body in 2, like a fish. He lifts one half up to become the sky and lays the other half down to become the earth. Her eyes, they become the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Her spit becomes the clouds and rain. Her breasts are piled up to become the mountains. It's wow. Order is literally, physically, built from the dismembered body of chaos.
So now, Marduk is the undisputed king of everything. And he starts organizing his new creation. He's not just a fighter anymore, he's the new CEO of the cosmos. He sets up the constellations so everyone knows what time it is. He organizes the calendar, and he gives every other god a specific job to do. He's bringing a brand new, predictable, orderly structure to the entire universe.
But there's one last thing. All the gods are pretty happy with this new setup, but they don't really want to do all the work to maintain it, so they need someone to do the grunt work. They decide to blame Kingu for starting the whole war in the first place, and he's executed. And from his blood, the god Ea creates Lullu, the first man. And humanity's job description is crystal clear from day one. You are here to be workers, to serve the gods, to keep creation running smoothly so the gods themselves can just chill. Okay, so you might be thinking, this all sounds kind of familiar, and you'd be right. This ancient story from Mesopotamia had a huge impact, and you can see its echoes in one of the most famous creation stories ever told, the one in the book of Genesis. I mean, just look at the parallels. It's striking, right? Both start with a watery chaos. Both have the creation of light. Both have the creation of a firmament to separate the waters. Then dry land appears, and then humanity is created. Now, obviously, the gods and the details are different, but that core sequence, it's incredibly similar. It just goes to show how these powerful ideas traveled and were adapted all across the ancient world. You just can't deny the connection. And all of this leaves us with one last really big question to chew on. For the ancient Babylonians who told this story, the universe wasn't born out of some peaceful divine thought. No, it was born from rebellion, from murder, from a catastrophic family war. Order didn't just appear, it had to be violently ripped from the clutches of chaos. So what does it say about how we see the world if one of our oldest, most foundational myths tells us that conflict isn't an accident or an interruption of the normal state of things, but is actually the very engine of creation itself?